Alright guys, so today's video we're going to talk about the brand new EarFun Free Pro 2. Now I can go ahead and say this right now, this is easily one of the best budget active noise canceling pair of earbuds that you can get because they only retail for 80 bucks, but right now EarFun did send a coupon code for you guys to be able to use, or you can pick these up for only $56. And at $56, mixing the sound and the active noise canceling and the features and everything that you're getting, which we're gonna talk about all of that, I'm gonna explain why I feel these are definitely a no-brainer at that $56 price tag. So let's go ahead and start with the noise canceling. These are using hybrid active noise canceling, which is using a mixture of internal mics with external mics. So it's trying to kind of blend in your surroundings in with your music so that you can't really tell what all is going on around you. And the noise canceling in this price range, or even, 3 times this price at around $150, is some of the best that I've heard. Now this is still not at that Bose and Sony level, which again is, in my opinion, always going to be at the top, but at $56 or even the $80, this is very good active noise canceling. I mean, it'll easily block out air conditioner units and engine noises and traffic and things like that. It actually even does a very good job of blocking out people talking. And I think that's where a lot of budget earbuds kind of drop the ball. And these were very impressive in that range as well. And on top of that, the ambient mode that these have also do an excellent job of pulling in your surroundings. So if you're gonna be running or jogging or whatever, riding a bike, and you need to hear your surroundings, these will definitely do that. But they also do a good job of picking up people talking. So you can easily carry on a conversation without having to take the earbuds out. And it just makes it convenient to use in a lot of situations. You don't have to take them out and put them in the case and stuff like that. Now, some other features that these have is they also have a gaming mode that you can switch them into. So if you're going to be watching movies or videos or even gaming on your device, that gaming mode is going to cut your latency down to 80 milliseconds. Now, if you're using it in normal mode, I think it's like 200 milliseconds. So do keep in mind, if you switch it into this mode, your battery life is going to drop quite a bit, and you're not going to be able to get as far away from your device as if you were just using them in normal mode. But it is nice to have a gaming mode because there are a lot of people that game on their mobile device, and there's obviously a lot of people that are watching movies, TV shows, all on their device as well. And on top of that, they're also using Bluetooth 5.2, and this is one of those pairs that did an excellent job with not having compression in the audio. So the audio quality and the connection is fantastic on this pair. Now, as far as using these outdoors, they do have an IPX5 rating, which means they're just slightly above the norm, which is IPX4 on other active noise canceling earbuds. So if you're gonna use these outdoors and it starts to rain or you sweat heavily, all of that you don't have to worry about. Even if they get splashed on, they're gonna be okay. But this is not one of those pairs that you would want to drop into water. Now, as far as everything that they've included inside the box, you actually get 4 sets of silicone ear tips. You're getting 2 sets of wing tips, and you're also getting a silicone, basically like a bumper guard, and it just kind of grips while it's in your ears. So if you have a problem with earbuds kind of staying in place and moving around a little bit, just this simple little grip kind of helps keep them in place without moving too much. But if you are gonna be riding a bike or going to the gym, you can slap the wing tips on, and this is one of those pairs that just will not move while they're in your ears. And then as far as the charging cable that you get with these, you do get a USB-C cable, but a huge plus is the case on these is also a Qi wireless charging case. So you don't actually have to keep up with that USB-C cable. You can just come in, drop the case on any wireless charger, and it will start charging. And speaking of the charging, battery life could be a little bit better on this pair. I think this may be one of the weaker spots about these earbuds, because if you use these with the ANC just turned off, you're only going to get about 6 hours on the earbuds, with around 30 hours using the case, where if you just decide to use them with the noise canceling on all the time, you're going to get about 5 hours on the earbuds and around 25 hours using the case. But a huge bonus is if you do pick your earbuds up and they are dead, it does have the fast charge feature where a 10-minute charge will get you 2 hours of use. And that is very impressive, especially in a pair of earbuds. And then moving over to looking at the case itself, this is a tiny case, and it's actually a very well built case. It doesn't feel like that cheap plastic like a lot of other cases. Now on the back, you can see the USB-C input for charging, and then around on the front, you just have that one indicator light. That way you can kind of gauge how much battery life is left on the case. Now, when you pop open the lid, you can also see that the earbuds on these are also very tiny. I had no issue with getting these to fit. This is also one of those pairs that you may even be able to lay on your pillow and not feel like it's pushing them into your ear. So it doesn't stick out as much as other pairs that we've tested. And then as far as the controls, this is one thing I don't understand why they chose to do what they did. Now, these do use touch controls. The controls work great on here, and you're allowed to control absolutely everything but the ability to go back to the previous track. So if you're listening to a song and you're feeling it and you just want to listen to it again and go back, start it over, you're gonna have to pull out your phone to do that, or you're gonna have to summon your smart assistant and ask it to go back to the beginning of the track, which I'm not a huge fan of doing. I like to just have all of my controls on the earbuds. So on top of the normal controls like your play and pause, your ability to skip the track forward but not backwards, you have your volume control, you can switch it into the gaming mode, and then you can also switch between your noise canceling on, your ambient mode, or just turning both of those off. So you can control pretty much everything but the ability to go back to the previous track, which is very confusing. Now, for you guys that do like to use your earbuds for phone calls, these have 6 microphones total, and they are using the environmental noise canceling to block out your surroundings while you're taking phone calls. And I was actually very impressed with the call quality, especially given this price range. But you guys can be a judge by listening to a test here. All right, guys, so here is the mic test of the EarFun Free Pro 2s. Again, I'm very impressed, especially in this price range. I think if I would change anything, I would like these to sound a little bit brighter when picking up my voice. I think it does a very good job of picking up bass tones, but this is what it would sound like if you were to take a call. And so now here's the mic test with a crowd noise being played, which you can hear here. And so this is what it would sound like if you were to take a call in public. So now let's talk about the sound. The sound on these is absolutely why I feel that most people are going to want to own this pair. It is a very dynamic sound that also sounds very airy and open. It is a very loud pair of earbuds, and it doesn't distort like a lot of other earbuds, because the bass on this pair is very boomy, it's very punchy, but for some reason it's not sloppy. There's still some airiness in the bass, so it's not just congesting the rest of the sound, so it feels like it has a little bit more openness to it. The mids always sounded up front, no matter if I went from, country to metal to hip hop. You can go to different genres, and the vocalists always sounded up front. In fact, instruments also sounded very clean and detailed. So the mids are tuned really nicely on this pair. I think the treble is gonna be where people either love or hate this pair. Now, I absolutely love the sound of the treble because it does get fairly bright. If you're gonna listen to these at louder volumes, it can even have that sibilance where the S kind of hangs around a little bit too much and can be a little harsh. Now, I just personally like this, especially when I'm mixing it with a bass that's very boomy and powerful. So this is a very dynamic sounding earbud that I would only not recommend these to people that are looking for something flat or neutral. I mean, there's no app that EarFun has for you to be able to EQ these, so that is the sound signature that you're going to get out of the box. And like I said earlier, this is a very airy sounding earbud, so the soundstage and the sound imaging is also very impressive, especially given the fact that this is a dynamic sounding earbud. So my overall conclusion on this pair is this would be my go-to to recommend to almost 90% of the people out there. I think the only reason, again, I wouldn't recommend it is if you just want controls over everything, because you can't go back to the previous track, which is weird. And then if you're just somebody that's not necessarily a bass head, somebody that doesn't like that dynamic in-your-face type sound, because there is no app that EarFun offers to be able to pull that back some. I mean, you can download third-party apps, but sometimes you don't really know what you're getting, and some just don't EQ earbuds very well. So the sound, the way that it is out of the box, I think there is going to be a small amount of people that just want something a little more flatter or neutral, and this pair is not capable of that. And so when you mix that with ANC that is actually doing something in this price range, I think $56, even if it's a backup pair to your main pair, I could even see using these as a main pair with no hesitation, other than it is gonna bug me, I can't go back to the previous track. So if you're one of those people, definitely keep that in mind. but I think EarFun knocked it out of the park with the new free Pro 2s. Again, I could recommend this pair to anybody, and at this very moment, I would say this is probably the budget earbud to go to. But guys, that's my video on the brand new EarFun free Pro 2s. Thank you so much for checking out this video. Thank you so much for checking out all the other videos. And as always, make sure to stay tuned for more.